Hello and welcome to this very not too long video. It's about Mars, Venus and Pluto all conjoining with each other in the sign of Capricorn. And this is playing out as I'm recording now. It's approaching and approaching more and more. So what I'm talking about is an aspect that is starting as from, you could say, today. And now we are the 9th of February, and will have its peak around the last week of February and the first week of March. So the peak is really around the 24th, 25th of February up until like the 5th, the 6th of March. So that's the peak, but you feel that it is a building up. I'm going through for each and every single sign in a minute, but very, very fast, because I explain a little bit more into the monthly horoscopes where you can plot it all in with all the rest of the astrology. But I wanted to make a separate video because this is so rare. And it's so rare that it takes such a long time that these energies play out. Normally it would be like a couple of days, and in astrology, it's when things take a longer time, it shows a process, and a process is there to build up something quite strongly. Now, what is this all about in general? Now, well, all in general, Venus and Mars, you could say the lovers of the zodiac, or it is a very personal planet. These are personal planets, and they are coming together. That in itself is already very significant. And then it's going to be with Pluto, next to Pluto, a very slow moving planet. And so what is this all about? And it's in Capricorn. So first of all, Venus and Mars together. When they are together, the passions are heightened. So certainly when you have a rising sign like Taurus and a rising sign like Libra, or maybe to a lesser extent the sun and the moon in Libra or in Taurus, they will feel more energized because Mars is next to their ruler. They will feel more masculine. They will feel more of a drive, wanting to do something to make some long-lasting structures, because this is all happening in Capricorn. And for Venus root people, so people who have a rising sign and ascendant in Scorpio and in Aries, they will feel more gentle. They will feel more, because they have their ruler next to Venus. So they will feel more, they themselves, they will feel more empathic, understanding, but also a bit of a distance there, because after all, this is a Venus in Capricorn. It wants to do the right thing. It's etiquette is very important for Venus in Capricorn. It wants to be responsible, and again, it wants relationships in the long run. So that in itself is already a reminder that things are a bit different than usual, because a lot of people will have planets somewhere in those signs that I just mentioned, the Venus ruled and the Mars ruled signs. But the most important thing is that the passions are heightened. So Venus and Mars together, if you find that in a natal horoscope, for instance, it's a very passionate person, to say the least, in whatever sign it is. And on a positive level, it can be super creative, super inspired to do something, and very artistic even as well. And on a more negative level, this is fights. This is because Venus is the planet of love, and it's together with Mars, which is the planet of war, right? But it is how you deal with it. Either you use it to create, and to use that drive and to use that energy to create something that comes from a place of love and inspiration and creation, or you use it, on the more darker side, which is to fight and to overcome something, and to the ego that is driven. Now, all of this, so yes, the passions are getting heightened. Yes, way more energy for sexuality as well, attraction. And when I'm talking about sexuality and attraction, definitely towards what is taboo, because I'll get to that in a minute because it's with Pluto. But you could also say, in a positive way, it's having a tremendous amount of passion and drive to create something, to do something about new structures. I've been talking about this for a long time, so watch the monthly horoscopes if you want to know more, maybe watching them back from January or maybe February, March, and you will find clues there. So, but it's not all just passion, and it's not all just creative energy to establish something long term. Remember, Capricorn, it's also this Pluto element. And now it becomes very interesting because Pluto is it's the most difficult planet to handle. It's the furthest away, it's the slowest planet. And it's about transformation. It sounds very easy, but it isn't, because transformation, first, before the transformation is done, first you need to die, in a figuratively sense, of course. So there is a bit of a death and rebirth process going on. And Pluto, on a positive level, is empowerment, it's strengthening. On a negative level, it's manipulation, seduction, things under the surface and all of that, things that are hidden. It's all of that. And so, of course, when you have Mars and Venus, the planets of action, the planets of love, the planets of intention as well, and desire. The desires are going to be not just, I want this. No, it's going to be, And that is because Pluto is there. It's a bit like having a Venus and a Mars in Scorpio. So it's a lot about that energy of pitbull energy. I want something very strongly. Now, when you use it in the right way, which is when you are aligned with the divine, when you know that things that are out of your control, you don't want to control it. You're just doing your best and you let God do the rest. These are the best times ever, to create, to act, and to accomplish something of great importance and of great depth and of great, long-lasting energy there. If you use it the right way, which is using your power and your strength, yes, but not to manipulate, not to seduce, not to put do a bit like things under the surface, but being very honest and being very, very honest with your own shadow. If you're gonna do that, you can't go wrong. This can't be a negative thing if you're doing it that way, because you can watch in the mirror and say to yourself, hey, I've done things above the surface or above the radar, or how do you say that, if that is an expression. I have my integrity. What's your intentions? The purer, the more authentic and the more pure your intentions are gonna be. I'm not gonna say that it's gonna be easier. Not at all, on the contrary, because being authentic, it's what we are demanded to do, because this is the language of the universe. The universe, nature wants this at a particular time now, because sometimes we have moments where, you have to be a little bit more give and take, a little bit more understanding, if it's Libra time, for instance, or whatever. But now it's Plutonic time. So it is time to be real, to be raw. And some people will love it. Some people have a strong Pluto in the natal chart and they're saying, woohoo, yeah, finally. And they don't have to do a lot then, because they know I don't have to manipulate, The universe will bring me what is supposed to be on my table. And that is the strength of Pluto. It's about trust. It's about trusting the universe. And it's about trusting that whatever comes to you is best for you, for your growth path. And Pluto will never, ever, ever take something away that is still important for your growth. So if you know that, you don't have to force, when you are a person that is a bit more yang, and then you could say, look, I'm going to lean back a little bit and let life proceed. And life works for you in a way. But if you're very, very, a bit lazy and a bit more go with the flow, you could use this energy to go for it and to not run away from good stuff that is approaching you. So no, it's not the easiest energy, but it's for a reason, because it's super important. Don't fight Pluto, embrace Pluto. And what is embracing Pluto? I think you understand it now. Embracing Pluto is just doing things authentically. And of course, yes, it's for everyone different. Every situation is different, and everyone has to make their own decisions. It's your responsibility, and you are in the driver's seat. Remember, you can watch these videos and all of that, or tarot readers or astrologers, and but let them never, ever, ever take your power away. That's not the meaning of an astrologer or tarot reader. The meaning is to clarify, to open up some perspective. And this one is about, yes, if you're gonna choose for authenticity, not everyone is gonna like that. No, but maybe it's time now. And do it as graceful and as respectful as you can. But also, there's going to be tension. And this is all about standing in the tension and being okay with it. And that's going to make the outcome better. Anyway, so you are warned now. Forearmed is forewarned, or how is that expression? Let's have a quick look for the signs. A very quick look. What is this all about? Now for Aries people, this is all about career. This is all about connection with a parent or your social status. So be authentic, be real. And yes, career, sometimes, you think you are in a cage. You don't have to be. Take your own responsibility. And of course you don't have to. If you're saying this is too strong, then you wait until another time comes along, but I'll assure you that it's going to be even heavier, So try to take advantage of this transformation that is going on when it comes to your career. Don't fight against what has already died, okay? The same with a parent. A parent could go through a transformation. There's nothing really that you can do about. Just be yourself and try to be as honest and as respectful as you can. Taurus people, this is more positive and very positive. Well, more positive, I mean less difficult for you, because it's in a fellow earth sign. So for you, this is the 9th house. This is all about traveling, this being very passionate, or a vacation transforms you. And remember, you could say, but Veerle, I went on a vacation and it went so bad, my life has changed forever, and blah, 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 but it's for the good. Know that it is for the good. Although it is a bit painful there, going through growth always is considered to go with energy that you have to let go of the old, which might be painful, yeah. But it doesn't necessarily have to be that drastic, that dramatic. Taurians, they don't like drama. And good for you. And so it could also mean that there is a culmination, there is a passion of wanting to study something, learning something, publishing something. I mean, there's a shift in your mind. There is a new way of thinking, and you need to, okay? So do it. Don't fight it anymore. Gemini, this is happening in your 8th house. Wow, this is deep. This is deep. This is deep transformation. This is for the Geminis. It could have to do with money, inheritances, loans, money of other people, or it could have to do with deep psychological insights that you are gaining. You are so passionate about learning about yourself. You are going to encounter your shadow. Absolutely. But it's time now to not fall for your shadow, but to put a smile on your face, see the shadow, acknowledge it, and do the best you can with it, so that you are gentle for yourself, also for those parts of you that you don't like and that you probably see in others as well, for a part. But you don't have to let yourself manipulate by other people. You do your thing as good as you can. And so there could be some passionate fights around money for sure. But again, don't fall into these ego struggles. This is mine and this is yours. And don't fall into that. Be very rational, be very structural. Do it by the book and you can't go wrong. Cancerians, this is crucial for your relationships. I've been talking about that for months now. In all that I've been talking about in the intro, make sure that whatever the relationships one-to-one, so the significant relationship, your partner, your business partner, this is not about siblings or family or friends. No, it's about love relationships. And so be very, very authentic as well. Be real. If you're single or not, play open cards as much as you can, even though that's going to demand a lot of courage. That's going to demand a lot of courage and strength. And remember as well that see your shadow. You could be very, very passionately attracted to someone as well, single or not. I mean, Mars and Venus and Pluto, that is a very taboo kind of topic. So know what you're doing. Go deep inside and investigate what your desire is, what your true desire is, your true needs are, and go from there. Go from there. So definitely transformation in a significant relationship for you. Let it happen, whether you like it or not. You're getting an upgrade for sure. And let's go towards the Leos. The Leos, this is happening in your 6th house of health or of work. So also in these things, you might, when it considers health, if you're having a health problem, a health issue, it's a very good time now to be very passionate about transforming this. It's like all kinds of, following all the structures and all the steps that you need to do to figure this out and to make a plan and to be the strategy and to conquer this, with the Mars there, to conquer this once and forever. If it has to do with work, it's the same, if you want to improve work, you have to do something that, to say goodbye in a way to something. It can be a part of your work or it can be the entire job. So, again, don't be too stubborn, Leos, it's a fixed sign, but use your strength and your confidence to do the right thing and to be your authentic self. Virgos, this is happening in your 5th house. You could say it's a trine to your energy because it's a fellow earth sign. But remember, it's Pluto after all, and the 5th house is a relationship house. It's your connection with your children if you have them, or your connection with a loved one, a romantic relationship. So here it is a question of what am I taking my power back? Right? You could have a connection with a child that is a bit too controlling, or a bit too controlling towards a child, and that child is going through a transformation. Understand of giving space to that child. Of course, you don't have to let them fall into a pool or whatever when it's 3 years old. But you know what I mean, giving that child a bit of space there, it's going to transform you in a way as well. Because we Virgos, I say we because I have the sun in Virgo as well, but I'm talking especially to the Virgo risings. When there is so much energy of perfection, giving space to others, specifically the ones that we love, is not always easy. So that could be a topic that is important. Or when it comes to love, that you have to let go of someone that has taken over, has taken too much power because you have put them on a pedestal, or you want it so strongly, and deep down inside, it's no longer there. It could be a connection of years and years, or a new one. And for others, it's going to be like magic, right? It's going to be so intense, so sexual. So yes, a little bit taboo there, but maybe it's more taboo because you are afraid of doing something that you've never done before, and you're gonna do it anyway because it has to do with being very authentic and very true and very vulnerable. And when you are like that, there is a strength in the vulnerability as well. Pluto doesn't know that always, or it thinks it doesn't, but there is definitely strength in showing and in say what you feel and what you sense, and that gives a tremendous amount of power and acknowledgement. But for some of you, if this is the beginning of a relationship, wow, there's going to be a very passionate and deep and intense transformative relationship, but also long term, because it's in Capricorn. And of course, depending on your chart in general, this looks really, really interesting. Librans, this is in your 4th house. Very important for the Librans. It's a square with all this Capricornian energy. So the authenticity is again towards a parent. This could go towards the transformation of a parent and you dealing totally different with that. Or it has to do literally with your home. You know, you sell home, you buy home. And on another level, it's your emotional well-being. So the way that you are reacting is about to change or has an opportunity to do so. So investigate your emotions and especially how you react. You know, it's the 4th house, the Cancerian house. So this is important to develop some new emotional setups that's going to help you and strengthen you for the rest of your life. Scorpio, this is happening in your 3rd house, more of a mental energy there. But how important it is to the words that are going to come out of your mouth are going to be so transformative, not only for you, but also for others. So what you say, be very careful around what you're saying. And with careful, I mean, remember, as in the beginning that I said in the introduction about that integrity, the more pure, the more authentic you're going to speak, it's going to change everything. It's an amazing energy for the Scorpios. You're gonna like it, you know. Scorpio ruled by Pluto and by Mars, and it's all in your 3rd house. So be very much aware if you know, when people are trying to do things under the surface, you're gonna see it and say it, and say how you feel about this, because you need to change those structures. Then after Scorpio, we come towards Sagittarius. Now this is all in your money house, and it's the structures there that could, I hope for most of you who have a Sag rising, me included, I hope to have massive income increase. And why not? Yes, I know a lot of spiritual people, they say, oh yes, money is not important. No. I mean, being spiritual, it has to do with being strong and having, you know, the desire to, when you have certain things in your mind, that you can manifest this in a proper way and in a good way. That is living in the material 3D world of money as well. So I hope lots of you get windfalls, especially those of you who have worked very hard and in an open way, remember, not in a sneaky way, in an open way, to improve their money, their structures, their income, hustling for the money. It's gonna be rewarded for sure. For others, it has to do with your confidence, and it has to do with, and I certainly talk out of experience and seeing this transit with lots of Sagittarian rising people. They have a certain confidence acquired now. It's not gonna go away for very fast, because confidence can be broken like that, right? It's not gonna happen anymore, because there's such a ton of emphasis and focus on your 2nd house of self-worth that this is for the long run. So embrace that. The self-acceptance has risen so much of so many Sagittarian people, to a lesser extent the sun and the moon, but especially the Sagittarian risings. It's about this is, and it's already a sign of, hey, what you see is what you get, right? And this is definitely the case, and there is this huge authenticity in their self-confidence that other people react upon, and it's gonna make you so much more successful. You know, My subscribers are gonna raise tremendously. I'm just joking. Not that I'm only, actually not at all, but you know, I have to have an analogy here. Anyways, if you have worked very hard for getting that confidence yourself and not expecting it from others, when you're filling up your cup yourself, my goodness me, you have so much energy. Anyway, that's also on a level of resources, it's going up. I mean, also the food and all of that you put into yourself, you know, it's better digested in a way. Anyway, because the second house is what you put in your mouth. Now, next is, after Sagittarius, we have Capricorns. It's all about you, right? It's all about you. You are going, all what I've said for actually the whole video. Why is applicable for you, because when it's especially your ascendant sign of Capricorn, to a lesser extent the sun and the moon, but especially the Capricorn risings, because it's your life path. That means your whole life, you, connections with others, work, place of living, everything. So you're up for an upgrade. Put the parts behind that are not working for you for once and for all, and you will go forwards way stronger than you've ever gone before, especially when you follow your integrity and your truthfulness and the realness. Yes, a lot of people are not gonna like it, but hey, that's a phase that you need to go through. You have to talk to yourself and look in the mirror. Hey, I'm doing this for me. You know, do this when you're a Capricorn. Next is Aquarius. This is in your, 12th house. So this is a bit more hidden. All this energy in the 12th house is definitely about dealing with old patterns. It's a heavy transit to have, because it's a lot of stuff that can come up, especially when it's about, when you're someone that is very unconscious. But I assume, you know, people who watch videos like this, they try to be conscious. And they try to put, you know, a light on the spotlight, on the blind light, on the blind spot you have. So old patterns that you've been gathering from lifetimes and from this life, it all comes up to the surface, and you can just do this with it, and you can say, look, I'm going to work passionately to transform myself so that I'm ready for some new patterns to develop, some new habits, some new routines, some new everything. So it depends a lot about, you know, that old pattern, that have served you for a long time, though, that have served you for a long time. It's those, you could say, defense mechanisms that we have, that we escape towards, or that can suit us for survival, but now you see it and you can't go back with the seeing it, and because the blind spot becomes not so blind anymore, and then, you know, there's just another thing, as you can't just keep on going the old way. So deal with those subjects that have to deal with things that you escape. You know, you're escaping from this or that, and you're doing that, a bad habit. It's the time now to cut it out, especially with that Mars and Pluto. That's cutting it out, and with it old structure. And yes, you're gonna maybe shake a little bit. I mean, not literally, but figuratively. But you know that it's for its best, and you know that you're gonna be reborn. So keep on going. I feel for the Aquarians there, because it's a hard transit. I see it in the readings that I'm getting for Aquarius risings, that they're having quite a rough time with first of all acknowledging that it has been a pattern and that it's now not longer working, because Aquarius is also a fixed sign, so it doesn't want to change so easily. But you can do it, and you will be rewarded a lot because of that hard work, because it's about knowing thyself. And you are, out of all the signs together with the Capricorns, you're gonna know yourself way better than before this transit. Last but not least, the Pisceans, this is your 11th house of goals and dreams and wishes and friends. I've seen it so much, especially also, not only with the Pisces rising sign ascendant, but also with sun sign, that there is a loss of friends, or not literally a loss, but that like friends move out to another country, or there is a deep crisis or transformation going on with friends, but it's all for the best on a collective level. And you know, you Pisceans, you do understand that. I don't have to explain that. But there is so much space now, and you know it. I've talked to many Pisceans lately, and they know it, that there is so much space for new friends coming in, for new projects, it is such a refreshing time, you know, March and April for you, especially March. You're going to have also your planets there, of course, like the sun and so on. But it's definitely a new start for you on many, many levels. And it's definitely a way of seeing things in a new perspective for the future that is going to have a structure that you're just starting. But it's the start that is so important, you know. They say that saying in German, aller Anfang ist schwer. So every start is difficult, but the rest is peanuts. That's going to be the case for you. Having said that, I wish everyone a very good Mars, Venus, Pluto conjunction in Capricorn. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye-bye.